You're watching Herald Now. Some numbers for you this morning. Kiwi businesses pay about $1 billion a year to accept MasterCard and Visa payments. So when we go to the store and buy something, swipe the credit card, businesses are paying $1 billion a year. 600 million of that is interchange fees. Now, the Commerce Commission has just released its final report into these interchange fees. These are what lead to those pesky charges that are still being added at the till. We all hate them. We all hate surcharges. But are they reasonable? That's the question. And are we going to see them capped or scrapped? John Small is the Commerce Commission Chair joining us this morning. John, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ryan.
So, what are you doing?
So the first step, what we've announced today, is we're pushing down those interchange fees that you were just talking about, and with the net effect of that being around about $90 million a year extra in the pockets of New Zealand businesses. That's after the pass-through effect that we expect. So it's about 100 million of revenue coming off, and we expect the businesses to end up with 90 of that.
So you've capped it. What's the rate at which you've capped it?
We've capped it at different rates for different card products. So there's different rates for debit, different rates for credit, depending on whether it's online or not, and different rates for foreign cards as well. So in the system, it's quite a complicated system. We've tried to simplify that as well, because one of the issues is businesses find it hard to estimate actually what it's costing them.
Right, okay. So can you tell us exactly what an interchange fee is for?
Yep. What it does is it gets paid by the business's payment provider, the institution, often a bank that serves the business. That business pays it, usually a bank pays it across to the cardholder's bank, and that cardholder's bank uses it for a range of things, some of which is really essential to the product, like fraud management and that kind of thing. Others is less essential to the product, like free interest periods, reward points, that kind of stuff.
John, is this going to save me anything when I go swipe my card at the dairy?
Ultimately, it will, yes. Ultimately, what this is going to do is keep a pressure on retail prices, keep a pressure on surcharges, and that'll benefit consumers at the till.
But how do you guarantee that a pass-through of the $100 million and the $90 million?
We don't guarantee it, but that's what we saw last time. So we've got empirical estimates. We're pretty confident about 90% of that's going to get passed through.
Whose business is going to be squeezed? Who's missing out on $90 million a year? And what do you think they're going to do to make it up? Or will some businesses just not provide whatever service, the interchange service?
I think what will happen on the other side of the network, which is the card issuing side, is that you'll see perhaps a tendency towards some of those products that are bundled in with the card service being separated out. So, for example, travel insurance might end up as a separate product. You might see fewer reward points. But remember, those reward points, they're not really free. They're paid for by other people at the till.
That's true. Hey, John, what is up with that LinkedIn post you did on the weekend? Getting a bit of action, getting a few comments, getting a lot of criticism. This is about Bolt and Didi and the fact that you used Uber, and you asked people on your LinkedIn to reconsider using Uber in New Zealand. What's up with that?
So this is about promoting competition, Ryan. This is you'll see in the comments on that a lot of people didn't understand that there's these drivers are multi-homing and there's different rates. So this is information provision, in my opinion, and promoting competition.
If you were to investigate some of these companies, would it not look like you had a bias?
Well, if that came to the commission, I could just recuse myself, and if anyone was concerned about that, which would probably be, could see that.
Right. So you'd have to recuse yourself.
Do that work. So that happens all the time at the commission. If we've got conflict, we just don't sit on it.
Right. But wouldn't it be easier to just not post on a Saturday afternoon about Uber and then not have to recuse yourself? You know what I'm saying? How useful was the post?
Sorry, cutting up a little.
I'm just saying, wouldn't it be easier to just not post about which companies you prefer using so that you didn't have to recuse yourself from any potential future investigations?
Look, I think it's a legitimate thing to be promoting competition and providing awareness of the way these business models work.
I think we've got a frozen John.
I mean, in some ways, their drivers are contractors, which means that they can contract to other entities as well, which is what happens.
All right, John, we will leave it there because our connection is slowly fading. But great to have you on the program talking credit cards. John Small, Commerce Commission Chair this morning.